Here we are on Project Mike's bike. First thing, the obvious, different frame. Mike decided to go with a different frame. It's definitely an upgrade. The conventional El Camino frame is just really nice. I'm kind of glad he did that. So, got quite a few things done to this thing. A lot done to it actually. So let me grab the camera, let's get after it. I think we're going to start off on today's part. We're going to show the parts that, generally speaking, I would suggest having a professional bike shop do for you. Okay, first part here on the forks. These Marzocchi Marathon Air forks. I actually had Dave at the Bike Wrench take these from 100mm travel to 120mm travel. There's a travel limiting spacer in the fork itself that you remove to take it from the 100 to 120mm. And ironically enough, these also come with a spacer you can add to that will take it from the 100mm down to 80mm. So you can set these forks up to go for just about any frame you want. For the conventional frame, the 120mm is what it calls for. And I come from the line of thinking, I guess, that more travel is generally speaking better. So we went with the 120 on this, and Dave did that for me, largely because the right tools and getting inside the fork, it's just better to have the shop do that one. Now if we move across here, the bottom bracket itself. Now you can see right there, that's a Shimano Hollowtech 2 bottom bracket. Now I did this one myself because I have the right tools and have done these before. That's a 68mm BSA thread. So that one in this case takes 2 spacers on the drive side, 1 spacer on the non-drive side. And it goes together pretty well, but you want to use the right tool for it, etc. And if you haven't done these before, you really want to have a shop do it. I have seen people thrash their frames out that way. You know, over tighten one of these in, leave the spacers out, tear the threads. When you tear up your bottom bracket threads, you're pretty much looking at a new frame. That's an expensive little mistake to make. And for the price of having someone put in a bottom bracket for you, it's way worth it. In this case though, like I say, I did it. I've done these before. I've got the right tools. So that made it go pretty well in that respect. In fact, it went together just smooth as easy as can be. Now up here, let's take a look at the headset. First thing you're going to see, the cap is not on there, neither is the star-spangled nut. Well, there's a set tool for that star nut. And I have a new one on the way. It'll be here Tuesday. So that's just kind of sitting together at the moment to where I can have the assembly done. I still got to put the nut into it and then adjust the headset out. The headset itself is pressed into the frame. I have the right press for that and I did this. However, normally speaking, I would suggest that you have a shop press that in for you. Anytime you're pressing parts into your frame, there's just a lot that can go wrong. If you don't have the right tools and do it properly, nice and smooth and gentle, go in straight, bad things can happen to either the headset itself, the bearing cups, or the frame itself, and none of which is really cheap to replace. So it's best off usually just to have a bike shop do that. Now the rest of the bike, I can see where the everyday person could do a lot of that, but for right now, those are things that I highly suggest just having the bike shops do. In my case, anytime I've got work being done, I will generally go to Dave at the Boise Bike Wrench. He just takes really good care of me and does a great job, so I like to throw him props whenever I can.